Hi guys. Sunday live stream. And I choked on my drink right as I needed to start the thing. Sorry. I'm gonna move the thing a bit closer here. What's going on? So, as you might notice, I am alone, and that's because Rodimus13 unfortunately could not join me as he had made family plans already. Apparently, their 4th of July plans got shortchanged due to some not so great neighbors. So they're having to do all their fireworks and stuff tonight. So he was not able to join me for this season 2 of RERISE so far recap. So of course we've reviewed all the new episodes up till now. So yeah, I'm gonna basically go run through them pretty quick, and then we're gonna go over the promotional video for the next episode and stuff like that. So they dropped a nice little like teaser, so to speak, the other day instead of a new episode. So we're gonna be going over that, and unlike normal, I'm actually gonna just pull up the video and hope for the best. Hope to not get hit with copyright content, even though the fact we're doing, a review of it. So I'm gonna wait a few more minutes for people to show up. Obviously, shut up, Steve. I saw your comment there. 8 people watching so far. I know that a lot of you have been just sitting and waiting for these things, waiting for this episode to come back. So it is what it is. Up on the channel last week basically was the Master Grade Monday update, and then basically nothing but live streams, mostly Ecto 1 related. If you watched any of those, I appreciate that. If you were in the live streams hanging out, I also appreciate that. Tomorrow I will be getting back to making regular content, getting reviews and stuff done. I was working on Master Grade Monday before having to start this stream. Today was a very busy day. Basically from getting up, making breakfast for the wifey and everything else like that. Recovering a little bit from last night. We did party a little at my cousin's house. And then basically reviewing or finishing building and reviewing Barbatos, along with doing all of my notes for this episode tonight. And if you guys know, normally when we do a singular episode, it can take anywhere from like an hour and a half to like 3 hours to do a proper review. Now, mind you, I was going through 5 episodes and just basically hitting key points of things that'll matter. Your thumbs of calluses from twiddling my thumbs, waiting for new episodes. Just all the thumbs. Hello, Eric. I see you there. But yeah, we had fun. Went over to my cousin's house last night. Had a few beers. Played Cards Against Humanity. I made a joke so terrible that I could not stop laughing, to the point that, like, when you're laughing so hard you can't catch your breath, you're like just crying, snot's coming out of your nose, and you're about to pass out. That's where I was last night. It was that funny, at least to me. Everybody else thought it was funny and then couldn't comprehend why I was still laughing at it like 6 minutes later. And RERISE, first Gundam show that gave me PTSD. That's pretty bad, Carlos. I mean, how would IBO not give you PTSD? Also, like I said, I'll be discussing the new promotional video for the next episode. At the end, we'll go over that. So if you got questions and comments, just wait till then. I'm going to go through these as quick as I can. Obviously, if you've been watching us do this review series for a while, you know that it gets pretty dense in some episodes. And even while just doing like the bare minimum, like keynotes of every episode, some of them are denser than others. Yeah, them releasing kits before the show coming back isn't helping. Yeah, they didn't change the release dates of kits, which is silly. Although the funny thing is, now the release date of the kits is closer to the actual show, Whereas before, the show would have been way ahead, and then we're getting kits after the fact. At least what they did with the first series of Divers, they released the kits as the show was progressing. So you see the new kit, you can buy it the next week, or in some cases later. But I appreciate it when they tie the two together. I also picked up the G1 Optimus Flame toys from Space Cadets. Brian opened the box while I was in. The carrot was taken. Yeah, I wanted to go get one of those, but I had to buy other things. I'll get it eventually. So that's the thing. Oh, also, I forgot we're in the middle of a live stream. We have to have the Trophy of Apathy. Dun, dun, dun. Okay. Put it back over here. Don't want to crush it with the mic. So yeah, no, I'll be getting that G1 Optimus eventually. I've already got 3 other Flame Toys kits, and I don't even have Skywarp yet. The problem is, like, one of the main colors I use isn't available. So looking forward to that Astray kit. Yeah, I know a lot of people are looking forward to that. That's one thing that I'm not going to be talking about tonight is all the kits and stuff. I can do a whole separate video, or when Thomas is good to go, we can do a whole video just talking about all the new upcoming releases. Like the fact that the Wodam pod comes with some extra armor that we haven't seen before. It's like we haven't even gotten the kit, but they're giving us the upgrade with it in the second season. It's kind of silly. He has several. He told me that he ordered what? I'm assuming many more than he thought, like 10 plus. Ooh. Yeah. I don't like the polycaps they use. Flame toys, all of mine are cracked, and I haven't really touched them after building. Yeah, no, they use really crappy polycap material. Most of mine, what I'll tell you to do, especially if you have like the attack mode primes or the seekers, take the hips apart, flip the polycap over, use like a little bit of super glue, on the cracked part, and then put it back in. That's what I've done, and it's worked out pretty good. I've tried to talk to my buddy Sean, who was wanting to get into remolding stuff. I told him, like, dude, Flame Toys, just remold hard resin or plastic, replace their polycaps, period. Just make them significantly better. That's the one real bad drawback to those, is that their plastic and their polycaps really sucks. So even like my seekers who are on stands, their legs get pretty wobbly for a while. And it's usually just the hips, because all the other ones don't tend to have, I guess the arms would, but they don't have the same problems with the way that they're pushed through, Okay, so up to 12 people watching so far. And by the way, I'm drinking a rather lovely mead from who is it? Can't remember the name of it. It'll come to me eventually. Really nice lime, honey, lime, and agave mead. So they're going for kind of a margarita flavor. It'll come to me eventually. Polycaps aren't made for mushroom pegs. I find the reason they're overstretch. Yeah, but mine is mostly in the hips is where mine come apart, and that's just a straight peg to go through. So the ball and socket ones they're generally not a problem. It's any of them that have to be pushed through. Yeah, it's just not a good plan. So you can just do what you got to do. Hopefully somebody can make remolds of them in a harder plastic that it will function better. If you have that power, you should do that and then sell them at an okay price to the people who want them. Seriously though, like, I took a sip of the drink, it hit the back of my throat and made me cough instantly. Like, I'm gonna have to wipe my screen down later. And that was all right before I had to hit start the thing. So by the way, go subscribe to the secondary channel if you want to see all the vlogs and other things I'm doing over there. If you want to see the changes that I made very recently to the Shoki Cave, go check that out. I am planning on doing more changes very soon, as soon as IKEA gets what I want in stock. which will actually make this area far more streamlined, far more usable. Going to be having more changes, hopefully coming really soon. But if you want to know about that, go follow the vlogs over there, along with all the other like action figure reviews and things like that, and music reviews that I've been doing lately. My new series called It Doesn't Have to Make Sense. So go check those out over on the secondary channel. And of course, we need to pass Rodimus 13. We cannot allow him to have more subscribers than a Shoki channel. We just can't. So we just recently got to 202, which means we're only a few behind him. So like if we could get to 210 by the end of this week, it would be awesome. I mean, it'd be more awesome if we get to 1,000 by the end of the week. But with 6,500 subscribers, who would think that you could get 1,000 subscribers to go over to the secondary channel to subscribe? I don't know. But yeah, basically I need to get back to building. I've got a bunch of new kits in the backlog. I need to get back to building those. I need to review all the things in the box that's back here behind me. And then I just ordered a bunch of stuff because I'm an idiot. I just keep ordering things right now. Then I still have more reorganization to do that you'll see in the vlogs. So, but for that, we will go ahead and get started if you guys don't have any questions. If you do have questions, I might miss them. So this is going to be one of those things where I'm doing everything on my own. So I'm going to be popping back and forth between screens and doing all kinds of stuff. So if I miss your questions in the chat, I apologize. Hopefully I'll be able to see them down here on my phone. So let me bring up my notes right here. So I got to get used to doing this again as well. Oh yeah, I have a mouse. I haven't had to do this when I had a mouse. This would be good. Hold on. I got to move stuff. Get out the way. Okay, so we're going to start where this season started over with episode 14, Encounters and Then. And basically, it gives us the backstory real quick over the course of most of the episode, real quick, of previously how we got to the point that Freddy summoned the divers. So we find out how Freddy found the temple and ended up discovering GBN. We also see that he has this ancient book with all these crazy texts and everything like that that tells him essentially how the temple works. Didn't really get an idea of where that book ever came from. Hopefully we will, because somebody had to have written it down. It's like a user's manual for the temples. You know, you rub the stone in this right way and shit works. But basically, eventually he figures out how to accidentally fire up the machine. And then he does. Sorry, I'm trying to click on a button. And then, of course, he manages to access GBN. And he takes a while and he watches everything, including seeing our original team of divers from season 1. It's okay, Benar, if you were taking out the trash. You're always taking out the trash. So this is once again one of those things where I have to balance what I'm doing. But one of the cool things about this episode was that it actually gave us the Eldoran language on the screen, translated from English, which of course allowed me to come up with the somewhat translation matrix to learn an alien language, so to speak. Actually, from this one screen right here, you know, we learned everyone's names, we got their diver numbers, and then we got the real reality breaker that, you know, led to a lot of the discoveries that basically this is the incarnation system. This is how the divers get brought in. It's through a computer system that's here, and it ties to GBN, and it makes them pop up over here, which is cool and stuff. That's the wrong thing. So, I mean, that's basically all that episode was about. You learn about Freddy, you see all our characters before things go wrong, and then you see that the incarnation system works like this, and then it leads all the way back up to him resummoning the divers back into Eldora, which brings us to the next episode, which is Mission Once More. And then the divers reappear. and this is where they discover they're made out of cool, like, shiny sand. That's nice. But they also find that the temple is in way more ruins than it used to be, which, sucks, but it's a thing. Sorry that I'm always streaming when you're taking out the trash bin. Um, so they can't even. Um, but they discover outside that their Gunpla are fully materializing, or actually, I should say, aren't fully materializing. It's the first time that they've ever seen their Gunpla appearing. They're always just there when they show up. So inside and outside, we learned that the shining sand just makes them and their Gunpla appear. But of course, it's taking forever. Even Freddy points out as such that, hey, things ain't working right. We also get our first instance, really, of the new Core 2 Gundam over there, all looking nice and white with some new crystal-y stuff going on the chest. And of course, it can definitely do a little bit more than it used to, but that comes a little bit later. But the biggest problem is, well, they don't have enough sand anymore. So we got to figure out what we're going to do about that. So most of the Gunpla don't appear, and we're stuck. But, conveniently, after they managed to make it all the way back to the village to talk to the elders about what happened since they left and actually kind of give them an explanation of, oh, hey, our bad. We thought we were going to beat the enemy, but then everybody died. But conveniently, Moran shows up because we didn't even know he was still around. We thought that he might be dead somewhere, but no, he's still here. And this is where he just becomes Mr. Exposition Dump, telling us about other temples. Oh, hey, there's at least 3 other temples, and there's shining sand there. So we should probably all split up and go our different ways to go find a new temple that can support the divers. But it's also where he does bring up the fact that, Milag Mountain, or Mount Milag, where the souls of the dead can be resurrected. Oh, that's a real place, and we're going to go there because that's one of the temples. They're like, what? Yeah, exactly. I doubt it's important at this point, though. I mean, we're going to go there, but it's fine. Another thing we learn is that Maya is actually really good at drifting. So if you haven't seen that video, go scroll back a couple months in my videos and go watch those great little videos I made with Maya drifting. I love that they're in a desert and they don't have enough sand. They don't have enough specific sand. It's more of a coincidence. I usually forget what time it is. That's fine. Scarlet Rain. What armor does Hiroto have on him on the Planet Flyer? Planet Flyer. Oh, we never see what he was bringing in. We probably could assume he was bringing in the Earth armor because we had no reason to. That's his default armor. So whatever he bring in, it was odds are it was going to be the Earth armor. It's amazing that you can already see the sparkly sand in the very first RERISE trailer. It's all really planned out. Yes, it is. But we didn't know what it was. That's the thing. Is like they've dropped hints along the way. I've got to stop playing with these little clamps that are right here. You guys can probably hear the sound it's making. But yeah, they did a lot of planning for this, so that's actually pretty good. So we get this moment with Kazumi and Maya, rather. They're driving along, and well, basically he continues to put his foot in his mouth. The whole time he's really sorry, and he wants to tell her that it's probably his fault that everybody died. And she's like, don't talk to me, I'm driving, asshole. On the other side, you have Mei and Hiroto heading to another temple when they encounter some new Wyndham One-Eyes, which are a thing. So Alice has been making some upgrades. And then, of course, we actually get to see the Core 2 go into its flyer mode, which is clearly very wing inspired, which is pretty cool. This is a very quick little fight where he actually gets to show off some piloting skills that I don't know that we knew he had. He just keeps pulling out new and impressive skills every time. Like he's just an all around excellent everything. So I love the fact that he uses the stall maneuver to defeat this Wyndham. And then, May helps take out the other one. She does a good job just fighting in her doll form, which is impressive, but also incredibly dangerous. But after this, we get our next big reveal. We actually get to see what the One Eyes really are, with their big old purple ball form inside the not Gunpla that they're piloting. So these drones. Now there was a hint of them prior to this in the first episode, but we didn't get to see it exactly. And then they're like, "Hey, by the way, here's these things." Love the hover car scene, animated very well. Yes, yes, it really was. But yeah, the idea that these not quite Haros are controlling us. Has anybody made one of these using the Haro, like a Haropla and the bendy swords yet from Region Lays Julia? What are the crystal things on the crotch of the ball? What? This? That's not crystals. That's just the orange. That's just the goop. It has like a purple goop that it's or bluish goop. That's not actually crystals. Yeah, it's just goop. That's all that is, Ben. So basically, from there, Hiroto and Mei make it to the temple. This might be slightly out of order either way. And they find it's trashed. There's no sand, but they detect some enemies, and so they lay low because, well, they've already been through one heck of a battle. And they see these other suits come up. They stop, and Mei was about to jump out and attack them, and Hiroto's like, "No, don't." So they don't move. They don't do anything. And then the things, while they were approaching temple, stop, turn around, and leave without incidents. So kind of alluding to the fact that maybe they're more reactive than anything, but also the fact that maybe they just don't approach the temples, which would also go back to the previous episodes with Freddy, as he did not get attacked while he was at the temple. They only got attacked outside once they attacked the One Eyes. So that was important. But if we actually jump over to Mount Milug, finally, we see that Freddy, Par, and Moran have gotten there. And basically, Moran's like, "Look, I'm not going to take you to Milug. You're going to go on your own." And they're like, "How?" And he's like, "With these." It's all the nice little floating lanterns. They're going to make a makeshift balloon. Yeah. This is one of the best reactions ever. I love this. Yes, it's hoop. It's a goop out of the head. Yes, the One Eyes for some reason have a weird goopy interface thing. Maybe they function like spiders, and realistically, they're just pumping fluid out to their appendages. Think about that for a minute. But that's the end of that episode. Moving on. Oh, actually, that's not quite the end of that episode. My bad. Hold on. We get an amazing, quick little scene right at the end of the Silp Sam seemingly going rogue. And we get a very Kill Bill inspired scene where he takes the heads off of all of these One Eyes, and then they just start gushing what would be purple goop, probably, but it looks like blood. This was our first instance, and also, yes, the guitar did intensify, which is awesome. So moving on, episode 16, to the Heavenly Land. We pick up right where we left off. All these episodes are literally like just sequential, like maybe a few minutes in between. Boom. We get Par and Freddy in this makeshift balloon thingy flying up into the clouds. And, they have a nice little conversation about, hey, Valkylander's with me, blah, 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 blah. And then they're heading into a giant, like, thunderhead type cloud. Not a good thing to be doing in a really makeshift hot air balloon. Milug, place where souls get to revive. I thought something with the lanterns goes into space or something. Yes, I was just shortening it. The idea is with the Space Crossing Festival, they send the lanterns into the sky, and then they float to Milug Mountain where souls are supposed to be. The souls of the dead should revive if they land there and they get approved. It's all kind of part of the mythology, as we're going to find out pretty soon. So from there, we go to the Southern Air Temple. I just said that. They go to the Southern Temple where we got Kazumi and Maya, and of course, it's damaged. There's no sand, but it's mostly structurally with the sound. Jungle has taken it over for the most part. But we actually get a really nice scene where Kazumi finally opens up and tells Maya he's sorry and that it's probably to blame that Jed and everybody else died. And she basically really does forgive him, and then he does mention how strong she is, and she's like, I'm not that strong. In fact, actually breaks down in front of him before Hiroto and Mei show up. Tell him, hey, where we went sucked too. This place sucks. And then they get ambushed very quickly by, other villagers and stuff. Oh, by the way, Stola's alive. I'm very quickly running through these episodes. And then back on Milag. Freddie and Par, well, they get taken down by some lightning. And, well, they grab the only balloon that's near them and manage to float all the way down and land on Milag. And then they do a weird roll thing when they land. It's really strange. Then they discover, of course, the final lantern that they had is Jed's lantern. And it floats away after saving their lives. Cool. Moving on. And with the villagers are trying to move, Mei and Hiroto end up getting ambushed by the newest enemy, which is, well, looks pretty familiar because it's the Alice Core Gundam. He basically did the thing. He said, hey, look, I like what you got going on there, kid. I want to do that too. So the Core Gundam takes on the evil Core Gundam. Yes, I said Jed, get over it. I'm really blowing through this. Meanwhile, back on Milag, Freddy and Par discover the reason they went to Milag. A giant, grumpy dragon. Yeah, seriously. Big, grumpy, black dragon guy with busted wings. And, well, basically, despite being a big, grumpy dragon who doesn't like people, he really doesn't like Alice either. So he does this really cool trick where he shoots lightning from where he is to actually stop Alice from killing them, which was pretty cool of him. Gotta like that. But also the fact that we learned that Alice knows of Mr. Kuradorn. Mr. Sacred Beast Kuradorn. Don't give me hope. Jed's dead. Don't worry about it. No, actually, Jed's thing was not sent in the festival or the crossing, so therefore it doesn't count. Jed's dead. Get over it. I'm gonna have a shirt. Jed's dead. Get over it. But yes. So they make it to Milag, which actually technically made it to them. So it comes down low enough that everybody can go up to it, which is pretty cool. And the dragon dude can move the thing around, not to mention shoot lightning at any given point from the sky, which is pretty awesome. So they say, hey, we need to use your temple. And he's like, no, because you're people of the Gunpla, fuck off. Basically, that's how it ends. Jed's dead. Jed's definitely dead. Still not over his death. It's fine. It's fine. He's not real. It's just Jed. He's just a puppy person. It's fine. Next episode, Sacred Beast Kuradon. And basically, outside of Miran, basically, Kuradorn is like the exposition dumper. Like he's got exposition diarrhea because he just says, hey, here's how we got to this point after they, have the whole discussion of, no, I don't like the people of the Gunpla. They brought all this upon the world. I have to fix this mess. But this is how we got here. So we actually learned the history of Alice and Eldora and the Ancients because this is Stargate. Oh, I forgot I inserted this photo. There's a cool photo. So if you ever wanted to know how large the dragon is. Of course, this temple is different because they have large thrones where Gunpla are supposed to come in. First of all, given what happens in the rest of this episode, the thrones make no sense. Where's the thrones? By the way, there's the dirt, in case you're wondering. So basically, we learned that the Ancients created Alice. They also created Kuradorn. And they also look like Divers. We don't know why, but that's probably going to be coming up in probably the next 4 episodes, if I had to guess. But basically, we get somebody here who looks just like Eve and who looks just like Sarah. But this is the creation of Alice because apparently they needed a very large, self-defense computer to wipe out anything coming at them from outside the planet. Somehow they knew that they were going to have this problem. Then they found themselves somehow into a giant war where they had to use said giant cannon to win. I don't know what a moon-sized cannon is supposed to fight, but apparently they won. but not without suffering massive losses on the planet. Alice was also damaged. So they basically said, bye, we got to go find somewhere else to live. So most of them pile into these very interesting looking swarm ships. I don't know what those are. And they left off into the cosmos to go find a new homeworld, or several. Or they're going to go seed stargates across the galaxy. I don't know. Hida, what's going on? Found legendary Pokemon. Yes. What? Glad block button worked. What are you talking about? Unicron crossover. But either way, yes. I'm away from my notes, which is why I forgot what was coming. But basically, yeah, their planet was so damaged they needed to leave, but not everybody wanted to leave. Some people wanted to stick around and see what would happen on the planet. Then when nothing happened, they decided to peace out as well. They figure out a new way to leave. And, well, they created the incarnation system and the temples. They said, peace, we out. We're going to turn ourselves into digital information and just project ourselves into the cosmos and see where we land. I don't even understand why the hell they would do that. It's the one kind of story gap in this is like, yeah, we're going to convert ourselves into energy and information and then find somewhere to live that way. It would have made sense if the ones that left established a new place for them to go, basically like a teleportation system. But this doesn't make a whole lot of sense yet. So basically, while they were gone, the planet evolved. New life took over. The old craters filled in. And puppy people evolved. Cool. We got new life on this planet. So millions of years has gone by since they left. And then somehow, some way, Alice woke up. And he was bitchy. He's like, I ain't had my coffee yet. And there's already all these damn doggy people on my planet. What the hell is happening? I think I need to kill them. So he starts sending One Eyes down, which sucks. And then Courtadorn says, hey, don't do that. Because he's been awake the whole time. But then he realizes he can't beat Alice on his own. So he goes looking for these ancients, follows the last few tracks ahead, finds GBN somehow, because it just happened to be a system that looks exactly like theirs and functions exactly like theirs. But he finds Shido. Like, hey, I need help. Can you help? Sure. Can I bring my big robot? Yeah. And then they fight together. They fight Alice. It's great. Actually, this is a fantastic screenshot. I love this. RERISE writer just makes stuff up as they go. I feel like they wrote themselves into a wall. So are all the Divers actually Eldorans? I don't believe that all of them are. It might be a coincidence. We don't know. That would actually make them... That would redo what they thought the Divers were from the first series. We discussed this before. Alice is just jealous that the puppy people have hair. Hey, he had hair until his glitch happened. Which we learned he was damaged after being used. He was shut down because they didn't want to fix him. Yeah, I'm just going to leave a giant super weapon unattended for millions of years and hope for the best. But either way, things were fine and dandy up until Shido somehow got taken over by Alice and turned into Seltzam. And then poor Kuadorn got his ass kicked. Yeah. So that's not good. So, that's pretty much how it goes. But basically, after a nice inspiring speech and saying, look, we're here to protect everyone. The cannon is going to be firing in 5,000 hours or whatever he said. So give us time. We will go back. We'll regroup. But if we're going to help, we have to use your temple. We've got no other way to come in or out of here. But we will help you. And then Moran's like, they'll help us. They're good people. I trust them. They're good. And then he's like, fine. But if you die, well, I still got to take care of this shit. But he's also injured, so he can't really do anything. So basically, it's kind of a stopgap measure till he can destroy Alice or something else. But they go back to GBN and they start recalling the final conversations and then thinking about the reality of their situation, which is weird in and of itself. They thought they were going to a game. It's definitely not a game, and they could die. Cool. So we also get a little bit of not exposition so much as some backstory to a degree. We see Kazumi, history with his dad, how he got into Gunpla, and as we now know, his dad's gone for reasons, probably dead. But we also get our teaser of the Aegis. So we already know he's got the Aegis Knight coming. Then we finally get the ever so important to me backstory of Parr and why he was scared to fly and basically a giant pussy for like the first 4 episodes of the series. And it's because he had a really bad flying accident where he nearly died. So taking out his rich boy glider, had a really beautiful day flying. He loved to fly until he flew into a really bad storm and then crashed really badly, landing him paralyzed and hating life, knowing he'll never fly again. And then we discover, hey, Shariar is actually his brother. Yeah, we kind of saw that coming. Hey, you want to know a place where you can fly? Here's a Gunpla. So, yeah, I was actually very much happy when we got that. And then we also see that May tells Maggie everything that's going on, since it was her job to investigate what was going on. And so here's the truth. This is a real place. And they're like, holy shit balls. Then we see Hiruto, who is, just busy thinking to himself, this is crap. And then, I forgot to post that picture. Sorry. I did that thing where I didn't save the picture. What do I do? Either way, he has a super important conversation with his dad about getting into a slump, being lost in thoughts, but also hanging up on past failures or things you considered a failure. This is also where we get what I believe is alluding to old Gundam being reborn as a new series. I've explained that before on a previous video. Go check that out if you want to. It does feel like season 3. Yeah, that's funny. It's not actually season 3. It's continuation because they had to stop on hiatus. RERISE writing is much more competent than GBD or even Build Fighters, I would argue. Also, more credit to RERISE considering they have given up GBD or they have to clean up GBD's mess. Yeah, but we talked about the reason that Divers as a different series was basically a setup to this one. So if you consider that, and then if you go back and look at everything that happened in Divers through the lens of what's happening here in the reality of a lot of it, then it's probably going to retroactively be a better series in my mind. But basically, Hiruto's dad leaves him with the idea that, look, sometimes you have to go back to your past mistakes to fix your future. And that leads to the next episode where we left off. And that was episode 18, The Perfect Sniper. And we'll run through real quick. So they come back to Eldora. They finally have all of their Gunpla, including a brand new armor that Hiruto brings along. It's pretty cool, but it has a giant sniper rifle. He doesn't like using the giant sniper rifle. But since they're going up against a very powerful new enemy, you gotta bring some new weapons. So they fly to where all the villagers are, which a lot of them have been transported already. It's been like 3 days. So they're like, okay, let's load everybody else up and get them gone. And just while they're doing that, what happens? Of course, they get attacked. There's a sniper happening from way over there. They're being shot at with very large beams from very far away. However, Hiruto brought his sniping stuff. We actually get to see the Raven in action with its cool new snipey pods. Or actually, they're just sensor bits, which is pretty cool until they get shot out of the sky. Didn't see that coming. But as they're all ducking and hiding, Alice actually contacts Hiruto and says, hey, this is you, isn't it? And starts showing him, Hiruto, this is your life. And I like it. So basically, he's like, since he got his butt kicked by Hiruto before, he's like, hey, look, this kid's good. Let me go research him in GBN and learn everything I need to know and analyze and steal his power. It's like, basically, he said, look, you were perfect back then. What happened to you now? So this conversation really kind of pisses Hiruto off because he doesn't like that person. And due to, well, a whole lot of stuff going down with the villagers, including Stola and everything else like that, basically, we have one of the coolest sniping things ever. You actually have a sniper shot being shot out of the air by another shot. Now, I don't have a screenshot for that, but you guys probably remember what it was like. But prior to that, this happened. It was pretty cool. Pulls out his sniping weapon. But yeah, he actually uses uses Stola and the old lady, or Freddy, Stola, and the old lady as bait. And then Kazumi jumps in to help shield them as well, while Hiruto tracks down where Alice was shooting from, and then blasts his, sniper rifle. And then he goes in for close. RERISE could be better, but I feel some aspects are wasted potential. Yeah, you've mentioned a lot of shit about not liking Alice, Carlos, but you're wrong. There'll always be wasted potentials. Matters is a show now doing better than the build shows before. Train of thought gives GBD writers too much credit. I mean, if they were planning this while they did Divers, then I give them all the credit. Yes, this was a Gundam at the gates situation. Hiruto will always have more hair than Alice. You don't know that. He might get more hair later when they fix him and he actually goes back to doing his job. Because you don't know. You don't know that won't happen. Oh yeah, I forgot about this. These just so actually a lot of these are the same shots from the last episode because I still had the screenshots. But I love the nice Obari pose with the sniper rifle. That's beautiful. And then of course the target lock. That's how I work. At the same time, while all that's going on, Kazumi has already taken off with everybody else to get them to the base. And, well, we discover that Alice, in fact, cannot attack or enter the temples because this lovely hunk of Wyndham that they cut off, or actually, I guess it was most of the Wyndham, wasn't just the arm, tries to get in and can't. Although it did seem like it may have been trying to crack the code, so to speak, but we don't know if that will be a thing that happens. But they proved the theory that Alice actually can't attack the temples. So that's a good thing because they were putting a lot of chips on the idea that they couldn't. He has a big bushy mustache. Jerry Leal, what's up? But basically, yes. But at the same time, our boy has switched back to his Earth armor because he's got to have the Earth versus Earth showdown, and gets in nice and close with Alice. Even has a beam saber duel that he sort of loses. Because the core Gundam, the Alice core Gundam is actually pretty badass. It even has some cool beams that come out of its fingers. Which if you watched my review, you found out that the kit does that too. It's pretty cool. And then just by way of being a badass and also having an emotional breakthrough, because as we learned in the first season, emotional breakthrough equals badass. We get some cool shit. So of course he remembers Eve basically being deleted, and well, he never wants to be that person again, even if he has to use the same tools that got him there. And this shit happens. He gets the biggest fuck you to Alice's face with the sniper rifle through the eyeball and then firing it. Yeah, you're entirely wrong about Alice. That's your opinion. I can throw twice or quadruple as much criticism at GBD and Build Fighters Try compared to ReRise. Yeah, nothing makes you stronger than emotional trauma. I guess that's sadly true. But basically, after that ended, the villages are safe. Everybody comes to find Hiruto, and we get a very nice shot here. I love this. I love this image where he's just kneeling there. Well, actually, the Gundam is kneeling. He's just sitting on a rock, and he's thinking back to then. I guess, what did he say? Basically, have I changed since then? Have I kept my promise? And so basically, we're left to wonder, what exactly did he promise her? Which basically was, look, don't change, always defend the things you love, and don't fight for fighting's sake, fight for things that are important. I'm pretty sure that's what he made her promise, because I think we covered that in the first season, as it were. But that is all the recap all the way through episode 18. So yes, it is entirely possible to do an episode review / recap that fast. It's just that prior to this, I haven't done that. Because when we're breaking down whole episodes, it's a different story. But everybody here now knows what's happened. So if you didn't watch all of ReRise to catch up on it for this week, there you go. That's all the things that are important. That was shorter than I expected. It's not over, Scarlet Rain, because we got to go over the promotional video. Let's see here. The best offense is lack of emotional defense. Wow. But yes, that was really fast, but that was kind of the idea, because we have more important shit to talk about, fellas and ladies. Now we're gonna go over the promotional video, and I'm gonna hope to not get hit with a copyright, because I'm not gonna do screenshots. I'm just gonna show the video, pause it, and then we're gonna talk about it live as best I can. Hopefully I don't screw this up too bad, but hopefully I got to do the screen share thing right over here. We got to click on that, and then I got to click on Chrome tab, and then there's. Could I screen share the screen that I'm looking at? Because that'd be funny. Like, yeah, that's all I'm gonna do. So there we go. So we're gonna watch the promotional video. I don't think you guys will have audio. I'm pretty sure it won't do that. I don't think that StreamYard will allow that. But if you've watched it, you'll know what's going on. So it's fine. Can you mute it? That wouldn't do me any good. I think the audio is muted anyway, so it doesn't matter. If the audio is coming across, let me know. I'm going to turn it down a little just in case. So, I thought initially when this came out, I thought it was going to be specifically just a quick recap like I did for you guys. But no, this actually has a ton of new stuff involved. Actually, I'm going to just hit this. So obviously it's picking up where we left off. I got to turn the audio down. Hold on. The caption turn on. There we go. So it's a live review. So we've seen this conversation before. We've seen this before. So basically up till that point, we've seen most of that, but I think they've expanded on that scene on the hill where I guess she's about to die, and he's in the Team Avalon outfit. Hold on. Anyone else here miss legit head Vulcan fire and beam saber fights as well as Build Divers? I missed Thunderbolt too. That's true. Just make wacky faces and overreact to everything. It works for everyone else. Aww. Yeah, basically like that. It's like a watch party. Can you guys? Did the audio come across? I don't know. Let me know if it did. Last time I tried doing one of these, audio did not come across. But when we looked at the preview from last time, from the final episode that we got to see, the preview did show that we were going to be back in GBN, and we were going to see a little bit more about Eve and things like that. So odds are this next episode with 19 is going to have this. I guess she's on the phone. It's like I can hear her talking. But yeah, the whole idea, like, what was the promise Hiruto made? And it was, she basically said, look, just don't do the thing. Don't fight. Don't destroy. I know you have this power, but this is like great power, great responsibility all over again. And now that he's protecting real living people, not just, electronic life forms, so to speak. And yes, maybe she's an Eldoran. We don't know. I'm assuming that'll come out eventually. But, I don't think that's there's not a giant reveal coming in that aspect. But if we get to see more straight up conversations with how they got there, we get to see they've been teasing and torturing us with her deletion repeatedly, but our trauma is his trauma. We're seeing it through his eyes. So that's the things that we've got to feel like he felt. So beating us over the head with it repeatedly is the thing that's going to matter. So moving on to the next chunk. Also, did the audio come across? Let me know. Okay, so there we got the repeat what he said. This is just a record of feelings in the past. That's what he told Hinata. And yeah, obviously his thing with the sniper rifle was he was going to use that to beat the 00 Sky on the day that she would have died. So he was fighting for the wrong reasons. So, but I think a lot of the next bit is going to do this. But I think he was left in such an emotional mess. By the way, there's your Jed dying again. Yeah, what fate awaits the planet of Eldora? Eldora. Well, hopefully our heroes win. I mean, right? It's like, what are they going to do? Try to get people off the planet? Like, we know that the incarnation system can take people from there and project them outward. So we had a theory that at least Freddy someday will leave with the divers to go to GBN, but who knows? And if they do manage to get people out, because in theory, going the one way, it doesn't matter how many pads you have, you just get people on them as quick as you can and you send them. Okay, that's fine. If there's no audio, that's fine. That's actually better. She can forgive destroying Alice. No, if we do have true ancients, they can actually come in, and if they still have their knowledge, they can shut Alice down and fix him. I think as long as they don't go like full on Death Star, like, oh, we got to blow up the moon before it can fire, and it's going to come down to the last second before they end the planet. Doesn't seem to have the ability to completely destroy the planet so much as like wipe the surface of life, even though it's not supposed to do that. But in theory, they either stop Alice or they try to get the people off and into GBN. Because in theory, they could just make an Eldora in GBN. But then if Alice finds a way to reverse hack it and actually send himself into GBN, then we got a bigger problem. I don't know that we'll get a season 3. So hopefully they don't wrap this up too quickly. I mean, we're on episode 19 of what will probably be 24, 25 episodes. So that's only 6 episodes to really get a lot of shit done. So I hope they do a little bit more. Don't joke about Jed. He's dead. In retrospect, that's one word, by the way. I would be nice if Build Divers was Hiruto and her, so we could. Yeah, but the idea is that we saw, and I'll argue this, is that Build Divers was through the eyes of children stepping into a world of adult decisions, and that's why it was set up the way it was. All of their interactions, are with adults who are taking everything a lot more seriously. They know a bit more about consequences, and then they accidental themselves into having an Eldiver, probably the most important Eldiver, surprisingly. So there's that. Now, if in the next couple episodes, when talking to Kuradorn, we find out the exact number of Eldiver or Eldorans that left is the exact same number of Eldivers they've recovered or discovered, rather, then we'll have our answer for sure. But then we'll have to figure out how they went from being collections of data and feelings from Gunpla users and Gunpla to being the actual existence of humans from another galaxy, or at least another hunk of the galaxy. 30 light years is not another galaxy. Moving on. Don't tell me this is real. Yes. Has anyone watched the dub? Okay, so there we've got. Yeah, so what will become of Masaki, whose mind has been captured? So I'm trying to figure out if that was a flashback or a flash forward. Now, one thing we'll see here is that he's trying to get free. Yeah. So the whole deal with Masaki Ishido, hopefully they find a way to return him to his body and then he becomes an ally. Ultimately, that's what it should be. Right now, he's fighting it, with the Seltsam, and we'll see more throughout this video that there's a lot going on there. Could they just retcon her story like that? Yes, they could. Yeah, I can't quite see a rebuilt Alice chilling with the heroes at the end of the series. No, Alice will have to either be gone or be completely reprogrammed, or another life form, maybe Freddy taking over as protector of the planet. Like he becomes digitized and takes over for Alice. something like that. Yes, we're always going to theory craft. Um, dub is okay. See, I just don't want to watch it. I'm just not. Oh, and by the way, here's our first shot of the Aegis Knight. Just kind of cool, not gonna lie. So a little bit of flashbacks we already seen there. We see Aegis Knight fighting One Eyes. Okay, we actually this is the Wodan pod with the add-on parts. Hold on, that was the wrong button. So, by the way, guys, if you don't know, on YouTube you can go forward and back a single frame by using the comma or period. You should look into that. Okay, so we have the Wodan pod that has it looks like some slightly bigger weapons, but we're seeing the bow thingy that is definitely on its top, which is looks like thrusters and stuff like that. But I've theorized that it really looks like a back skirt to something. It doesn't look like it's got the add-on knee armor here, but at least it's not a different color that stands out. So yeah, what is she crushing there? Anyways, it's a one eye, but I can't tell what suit it is. Looks like a standard one eye. That might be the add-on knee armor. No, but look at the things on the back. That's what I'm talking about. You can see the stuff on its back. It doesn't normally have that. Either way, it blows that shit up. Of course, May's whole thing is her trying to determine what her purpose is. Yeah, because they've nailed the color of things every time, and you haven't had to paint stuff, right? The kits are always perfect and in the right color from the box. And then we get some more par. Once again, flashbacks where he's basically wants to rebuild the Valkylander. Okay, so here I backed up way too far. I hit the wrong button. And I want to see what. Okay, so he's fighting the Celsium right there because that's the only thing with a big red arm. So that's pretty cool. Now this is the regular Valky, not the EX. Okay, so that's definitely Celtam. So at some point, I guess they're going to end up fighting it or fighting beside it because he was wiping out some one eyes right there. Obviously, hold on. You can tell here Alice is probably trying to take him over, hence the ridiculous code going on in his helmet there. But then his cockpit, it looks like it's taking damage. Yeah, they look like that, but also you haven't seen what they look like on screen. And once again, the kits aren't always 100%. I don't know if you guys noticed that. But we have what is clearly Alice trying to take the Seltsam back with some tentacles. I know how much you guys like tentacles, right? Big purple tentacles coming into every orifice. I know you guys like that. He's fighting it. Question is, what are they coming out of? Okay, so he's swinging at something there. Oh, that arm really does get long, doesn't it? Okay, we don't see what he's fighting. Probably the core Gundam. Sister is upset about things. But yeah, I like this. How will their showdown with Alice be resolved? Well, somebody's going to die. Either it's the purple dude in the sky or it's going to be the human shaped people on the ground. Because, I mean, Kudorn said he's the one who could destroy Alice or at least take out the moon. He just couldn't do that and be on the ground. So if they're taking out the one eyes, if they take out uh, basically everything that's on Alice's side, then, well, it's easier. For a second, I thought I had two big arms. Now, this is the thing I thought was super important. So he's been copying some double O stuff and goes full on Trans Am. Now, one thing I find interesting, he's going Trans Am, but I don't know if this is his new armor. Okay, so they go. That might be his fake new. armor because it's definitely something new going on in that head, including a couple eyes. But given those eyes, gotta wonder if he's also got a Siltsam up his sleeve. It almost looks like a combination of the two. I could be wrong. GBDR Devil Gundam. But yeah, he's definitely going Trans Am, so that's some type of 00 thing. There's the Earth-3 coming in again. There's the fake new. Now, okay, like I said, it might have been a thing, might not have been a thing. So, but the thing is, that was the. It looked more like the standard Alice core, but with some mods. So it's possible he just says, "Hey, GN drives are cool," or maybe he's copying something that we know has Trans Am in the series, which is a few other types of 00. So we actually see the Alice core here, which or Alice fake new, which is freaking weird looking. Let's just be honest. But we see the fun holes actually fly up and do their thing. I wonders if that is because you can see the core Gundam's head there, but then something else. Okay, so it seems like they're trying to talk Nojutsu Alice. Said, what did they really hope for? And he's talking about how it's his job to protect the planet. But I don't know. I've looked at the fake new kit. And I'm on the fence, but I'll probably get it anyways. I don't like the look of it. I'll be honest. The funnels are pretty neat. So each one looks like it's probably as powerful as the rifle we already had. Of course, we get whatever the hell's happening to the Seltsam here. It's fighting in a lake of lava with more tentacles. So maybe that's the side effect of Alice trying to take it back. Maybe he shoves the core Gundam into the Seltsam to try to take it over. There, it's still normal. You know what? If you look at the Seltam's head right there with its head crest and everything, that does look quite a lot like the thing that was going Trans Am. Seltsam to Devil Gundam. Yeah. Well, that's what I was saying. Is like maybe it's Seltsam. And then, of course, we do get the Saturnix. Still don't like that name. It's stupid. And so we aren't build divers. So I'm guessing they're going to be fighting on a volcano of some sort. You get screaming. Everybody else for Hiroto. Things happen. All that. What happens at the end of this, anyways? Did that just stay on the screen forever? Yeah. So, let's see. Hope that didn't catch it. Go back 5 seconds. But who knows? You know, it says that it hurries towards its climax. By the way, that drill is ridiculous. Like, it doesn't look that big in the kits. So we'll have to see exactly what that thing does, other than just drill and grab stuff. Also, why would he have that? What if Alice occupied the 00 sky? I mean, maybe he would do that to be like an emotional dick. Okay, so there's the. But see the fact that there's like 2 eyes and then what looks to be a 3rd eye down here. But then this center jewel thingy is what I was thinking about with the Seltsam. See what I mean? It's kind of similar. I said kind of, if you're going to argue with me. Story should be over already. What? I'm going to kick you out, Carlos. You're annoying me. Okay, hold on. I'm going to say no to the 00 Sky, or at least that's not what he copied, because, of course, the 00's head crest is very different. So, I mean, who knows what he decided to copy or corrupt, because it could be anything. but I don't think that's that. Now I know we have seen the new 00 Sky kit, but yeah, no, there's something going on here. Extra little bits over here, over here. It's just Gurren Lagann. That's all it is. There's definitely a lot happening there, whatever it is. But I'm gonna close that for now. Your cell time is evolving. Yeah. Well, like fake new, you could put his own spin on it. Yeah, but the fake new is still recognizable as a new Gundam for the most part. Like, if not for the fact that he had like that weird corrupt V fin, looks slightly unicornish, if we're honest. I don't know. Who's the thing? I swear there was another scene showing that thing. No, not so far. Reminds you of the No Name. Yeah, I could kind of see that. I don't know. I'm not going to speculate too much further because we're just going to see it. I do wish that we weren't seeing as many of the new kits because to me that's spoilers. I talked about the MG Extreme line the other day, Robert White. So go back and rewatch my live stream from the other day. We talked about it. Dingen Toppa Throne Logan. It's funny. Looks like Lucius suit from the end seasons of Code Geass. Maybe. It's Megatron from Transformers Prime. Maybe. Not likely. So he taps into the Transformers universe. So seemingly Transformers might not be a thing in this universe. But yes, Robert, go rewatch the MG Extreme thing. I think I brought that up the other day in a different live stream. Either way, I think on a very basic level, it's a waste of money. On a very basic level. It's an engineering feat, but the fact that they're doing a unicorn again is annoying. Although I can tell that's just to maximize what the system can do because the unicorn completely lights up. So for other kits that might need to only light up in small spaces instead of basically the entire body, they can change the system to work that way. So I think using unicorn as a test bed and basically making a miniature perfect grade unicorn, fine. Giving you the ability to color change it is the best idea they've ever had, so you don't have to buy the damn thing 4 separate times. Although why they don't just show off Banshee, like it's going to be surprised that we're going to get a Banshee or that we're going to get a Phoenix down the line. Just give us all 3 at once. We'll buy them. Just give them all at once. Don't act like it's a surprise, though they might can Phoenix if they don't sell well enough. But the fact that it's the same cost as a perfect grade, no, it's not worth my time. I would have to start making real money at this gig to bother. It's like I would have to be getting like 5,000, 6,000, 7,000 views a day to bother with something like that. And given that my views are terrible, I'm not gonna rush to spend a lot of money on that unless it somehow proves to me it's worth it. I think the only cool thing really about it is they give you the ability to light up the shields and make the final battle perfect, like enlightened version with the shields. That's the coolest thing about it. It's a big cost for a not so big kit. They've already proven they can light up an RG completely. Now they're proving they can light up an MG completely, basically shrinking and playing with the concept of their PG lighting system. Apply it to other kits that people want. Start giving us something new. Like I'm not buying another unicorn MG. I'm just not. I've got 6. I don't need any more. Thank you. What's the Discord link? Discord link is in the description. Or it should have been if I forgot it. It's not just the Verka. It's Verka Plus, I guess if we want to say that, but yeah. MG Exia. Hold on. Things are moving. If they make MGEX Exia, what aspect do you think they'll push? Oh. If they were smart, they would give you every version of the Exia. Like just give you Exia R1 or R1, R2, R3, and give you the ability to light it up. I mean, that's the thing. The only thing that sucks about it is it's not going to be self-contained. You're going to have it connected to the base. So it's just like a PG. You're not going to be able to really do that much with it. You're basically building a slightly posable light up statue. And I'm not too keen on it. Now, having the ability to light it up fully, so to speak, it's cool. Don't get me wrong. It's just, if it's going to cost the same as most perfect grades that do the same thing on a bigger scale, I'm going to buy the bigger, cooler thing and have a much bigger display piece. That's the way I look at it. It's supposed to be posable, but it's too expensive as it is. There's a high likelihood that a version of it will be released without the LEDs. Yeah, but what's the point? What's the point of buying a Unicorn 2.0 that doesn't fully light up? The whole concept of it, of the Extreme, is for it to light. Light up RX-78, make it look like your original 1-1 statue. I mean, would you pay a lot more money for that, to be totally honest? I mean, aside from lighting the head and the chest vents, maybe the thrusters. I mean, like, give us a new Gundam where the head lights up, and then do it Verka style, so there's actually some exposed psycho frame. That would be fine. I think the hardest thing they're going to have is trying to light up thrusters, which they're going to have to use some type of light piping to make happen, because seemingly it's like just LED pods in the middle of the leg that just diffuses throughout the system to light up each appendage. So, I mean, things like the 00, where you're lighting up the head, you're lighting up all the GN drives, you could light up all the GN condensers throughout the legs, stuff like that. I mean, that's the things that make sense, but I don't need it. I have to look at things on if I need it. If it's going to be fun, I can justify it, but it's going to be fun, I'm not going to spend money on it. If I can't live without it, then I'm going to spend some money on it. I wouldn't mind seeing it used on other things, such as like their other types of kits, like the Figure standard line, where things should have effect parts, or like your common riders have their eyes light up, or their drivers light up, or their effect parts light up. Start giving us MG Figure stuff again, but a much broader line. I think that would be a lot cooler. MGEX Stargazer. Never. Why would anybody want that? It's like it barely lights up in comparison. Sorry, you guys are commenting a lot while I'm talking. Supposed to be okay. They would just have to go back to regular GBN. Kind of depressing. Sorry. Okay. I'm just trying to think about the conclusion. I guess if they win, it's sever the connection to both worlds. We talked about that as a possibility that they would have to break off. But the thing is, GBN doesn't pose a threat to them. What would make more sense if Alice found a way to sever their connection between seasons. But like, obviously they're planning on wrapping it up, and that sucks. But part of me wonders if it would just be better to leave it as it is, and then them try to discover the rest of the ancient worlds that they found or went to via GBN, now that they know how to look for it. Why are you saying poop art? What? Its entire body. Stargazer's stupid. It is such a useless Gundam. It really is. As a Gundam, it's useless. It does one thing. It goes that way. Eventually. GX suits that go Transam. Yeah, they'll go Transam, but the only real way to make one go Transam that would be worth my money is if they make it semi-translucent, so that when you push the button and it turns it on, it literally changes the whole body color, like Transam does. Like the body basically is emitting light. Now, I don't want it to be translucent completely. I want it to be the regular colors. And when you turn the LEDs on, it changes color completely to Trans Am mode. They're never going to figure that out, so I'm not going to buy that. See, my problem is like with the perfect grade Exia that goes Trans Am, it just changes the colors of the GN drives, which is fine, but that looks just more like the powered down Trans Am mode. It's been I was smart. I know what you're trying to say. They would get into the resin park market, and maybe add some different options to your kit if you want to buy extra things for it. Yeah, they kind of do that. Option parts. Plus, if that's what B Club kind of was back in the day. I'm more excited for a lot of the P Bandai stuff that's been announced that I'm going to basically have on pre-order. It just sucks that one of the main things I want doesn't come out until November after Double October. So that part sucks. Um, hopefully they just get rid of the LED pods entirely. But I hate that they have to engineer entirely new kits to work. I'm like, sell me a brand new inner frame for a kit that I already have that will allow me to light it up with a full LED system. That I'd be on board for, because I could just buy the custom innards and then just strip down my kit that I've already got and replace the insides. That makes more sense to me, but then again, they'll never do that. They're starting to do that with the IBO option parts set. Yep. So the P Bandai option parts set for Barbatos is ridiculous. The only problem with that is not even the same problem that we had with the kits we already had, because they would give you a brand new everything except in certain cases. So you buy this option part set for the one Barbatos you have, and then you just have to pick the stuff you want on it, or you got to buy 3 or 4 Barbatos to load up. I mean, if you want to go that route, I'm not going to. Because actually, you would need 6 overall, so you would have first, second, third, fourth, fifth, sixth form in partial fifth form, I guess. I mean, I'm gonna get it because I have the MG Barbatos, obviously. Make sure you stick around for Master Grade Monday tomorrow. I don't know. It's that same problem with buying a fuck ton of armor for the same kit, is you just end up with piles of stuff you're not going to use. Magnetized mods for quick armor swaps. It would be legendary. I mean, that'd be great. I don't know what that noise just was. Master Grade of Core Gundam with all the armors included sounds so badass. Maybe, but they're never going to do it. It's like, I doubt we'll ever see more Build Diver MGs. If we do, it'll be something completely not the Hero Gundam. I mean, look at what we got. How do you feel about Hathaway Flash? I mean, I still want to see it. It's not out, is it? Never saw it anywhere. I mean, I want to see it. I have the thingy. I have the stupid thingy up there. The thing that they screwed themselves over with the way they designed it. You have to build multiple upgrade sets. I mean, most of them aren't layered on top of each other, though. Like, the early forms are just depending on what shoulders they have. So you just need the rest of Barbatos for that. 6th form is in and of itself a thing. The only real difference you'll have is what he was like. I forget. Do they have the partial one before they went full 6th form? Like what he was like when he landed and then fought the Carta Core? I don't know. Why would you? I don't think you would need all of them. Because most of the time, it's just replacing single parts like shoulder or forearm armor or weapons for that matter. There's only the one that has the giant chest armor that he used with the long range booster. You're gonna make me go look at it, aren't you? My mouse is not working really. I knocked something over. Yeah, that's what I was saying. Why does everybody always gotta correct me when I said the right thing? Either way, the fact that you would have to buy more Barbatos, that's why that one set that they sold that literally came with every form with multiple things might have been more worth it. God damn it, that kid is still doing that shit. I gotta go knock on the door upstairs. It sounds like kids bouncing a ball on the damn floor upstairs. Okay, I clicked on the thing and it's not going. Come on. By the way, if you guys are saying anything in the chat, I can't see it right now. I'm just happy that if you actually get it from P Bandai, you know, it's really affordable, actually. Okay, so let's look at it here. You get the shoulders and modified forearm, along with the claw that he stole. Oh, the other thing I really want is just the mobile worker. Though, why didn't they just give you 2 mobile workers? That's so stupid. Let's see, you get 2 different main types of thrusters. I remember that. Modified chest for the 6th form. Shoulders for 6th form. Heals and everything for when they landed, which I think is technically 5th form. The wrench mace. The chest thingy. Let's see here. Okay, I'm gonna have to go up there and talk to him. I'm not gonna listen to that all night. I don't like having to go tell my neighbors to stop doing something, but it's been going on too long. Okay, so there's oh, I forgot about the missiles he had temporarily when they flew into space. I forgot about that. So that's wrench mace and foot parts and whatever the hell's going on there on his forearms. See, I'm not seeing overlap in parts. That's the thing. I guess the only one that has overlap in parts is 5th and 6th because of the feet. So I think that's the only place you're going to run into that problem. Oh, yeah, I don't need that open either. Just closing windows. I mean, technically, there's the 5th form normal, and then or when they were landing, and then he has the chest piece, and then 5th form when he's on the ground. It's kind of like 5.5. Yeah, so they put on the high heels and stuff to help them walk in gravity and things like that. Hathaways Flash Gundam designs are nuts, and kit for the main Gundam will be very interesting. Maybe designed a suit to be more functional than in the OVA. No, I don't know shit about it. Dude, I was said that there's a kit coming out too late for it to be in double October. What did you think I was talking about? Yes, I'm going to get the Pluton. I was excited the second I saw it. I was depressed when I saw when it was coming out. But either way, that was pretty good. I'm gonna not have to go too much longer, and I still have to get Master Grade Monday done before tomorrow morning. Plus, apparently I need to go have a talk with the neighbors because it's been going on for way too long and it's getting annoying. So, you guys have a good night. Do all things like, subscribe, stick around for whatever reviews are coming out this week. I don't have any set plans right now. I just need to actually get shit done tomorrow. And of course, go check out Rodimus. I'm sure he's doing things. He's probably been shooting on fireworks since it got dark, all that stuff like that. Oh, it doesn't matter. But yeah, that's basically it. Be safe out there. I know it's crazy. Protect yourself, protect others. Don't get sick. Stay healthy. Keep on building.